China just built the world's largest AI mega data center, and the numbers behind it are almost impossible to believe. This isn't just another tech facility. This is a computing powerhouse that dwarfs everything that came before it, packed with enough processing power to train AI models that were impossible just months ago. The scale of what they've engineered here rewrites the rulebook on what artificial intelligence can actually do. And the way they pulled it off? That's where things get really interesting. But before we talk about what's inside, you need to understand just how massive this thing actually is. Picture a facility sprawling across 3 million square feet. That's roughly 50 football fields of pure computing infrastructure, all under one operation. This isn't some modest upgrade to existing systems. This is the Intelligent Computing Center in Inner Mongolia, and it houses over 1 million GPUs working in perfect coordination. 1 million graphics processing units. Let that sink in for a moment. To put that in perspective, most of the world's top AI research labs operate with a few thousand GPUs at best. Meta's biggest cluster? Around 20,000. OpenAI's training infrastructure? Estimates put it somewhere in the tens of thousands. China just deployed 50 times that capacity in a single location. The power demand alone tells you everything you need to know about the ambition here. This facility pulls down 1.2 gigawatts of electricity. That's enough energy to power the entire city of Dallas. They built 2 dedicated power substations just to feed this beast, with backup systems that could keep a small country running during an outage. And they built the entire thing in under 2 years. From breaking ground to full operation, China turned empty desert land into the world's most powerful AI training facility, faster than most countries can navigate the permitting process. The construction teams worked in shifts around the clock, installing server racks at a pace of thousands per week. But here's what nobody expected. The real challenge wasn't building it fast. It was keeping it from melting. When you pack 1 million GPUs into 3 million square feet, you're not just building a data center. You're building a controlled inferno that needs to stay ice cold. Each GPU generates heat like a small space heater running at full blast. Multiply that by 1 million, and you've got a thermal nightmare that would turn a conventional facility into a giant oven within minutes. Traditional air cooling? Completely useless at this scale. Even the most advanced air systems couldn't touch the heat output these processors generate under full load. So China did something nobody had attempted at this magnitude. They built a liquid cooling system that circulates 20,000 gallons of coolant per minute through the entire facility. 20,000 gallons. Every 60 seconds. The coolant flows directly over the processors, absorbing heat before it can build up, then cycles through massive heat exchangers that dump that thermal energy outside. The precision required here is insane. Temperature variations of even 2 degrees Fahrenheit can cause system instability across thousands of connected processors. So they installed 70,000 individual temperature sensors throughout the facility, monitoring every rack, every corridor, every potential hotspot in real time. The cooling system adjusts itself hundreds of times per second, responding to workload changes before hotspots can even form. But cooling was just one piece of the puzzle. The network infrastructure connecting all these processors had to move data at speeds that didn't exist when they started building. We're talking 400 terabits per second of internal bandwidth. That's fast enough to transfer the entire Library of Congress in under a second. They laid over 6,000 miles of fiber optic cable inside the facility, creating a web of connections so dense that any GPU can communicate with any other GPU in microseconds. Then there's the power distribution system. You can't just plug 1.2 gigawatts into a wall outlet. They engineered a network of transformers and switches that can reroute power in milliseconds if any section fails. The redundancy is ridiculous. Triple backup systems for everything. If one substation goes down, the other kicks in so fast the computers never notice. If a transformer fails, backup units automatically take over the load. And they built earthquake resistance into every single component. Inner Mongolia sits near seismic zones, so the entire facility rests on isolation platforms that let the ground shake while the servers stay perfectly still. The racks themselves are anchored with systems that can handle lateral forces strong enough to topple buildings. But here's what makes all this engineering actually matter. The AI being trained inside doesn't just run faster than anything before it. This facility isn't training chatbots or recommendation algorithms. It's training AI models so massive they require computational power that didn't exist anywhere on Earth until now. We're talking about models with trillions of parameters. Not billions, trillions. The kind of neural networks that can process every major language on the planet simultaneously, understand context across millions of data points, and generate responses with a depth that makes current AI look primitive. Training models this large used to take months, even on the best infrastructure money could buy. Here, they're doing it in weeks. The speed advantage is absolutely brutal. A model that would take 6 months to train on a conventional supercomputer gets completed in 40 days at this facility. That's not an incremental improvement. That's a fundamental shift in how fast AI can evolve. While competitors are waiting half a year to see if their model works, China is already 3 generations ahead, testing, refining, and deploying. And the applications being developed here are hitting every sector you can imagine. Medical AI that analyzes diagnostic imaging with accuracy that exceeds human specialists. Climate modeling systems running simulations complex enough to predict weather patterns months in advance with precision meteorologists thought was impossible. Autonomous systems processing sensor data from thousands of sources in real time, making decisions faster than human reaction time allows. But the real game changer is what this means for China's AI ecosystem. Research institutions across the country are plugged directly into this facility. Universities, private companies, government labs, all running experiments on hardware they could never afford to build themselves. A researcher in Beijing can submit a training job in the morning and have results by evening using computing power that would cost millions of dollars anywhere else. The models coming out of here are already reshaping industries. Manufacturing plants using AI trained at this facility have cut defect rates by 80%. Logistics companies are optimizing delivery routes with algorithms that save millions of gallons of fuel. Financial systems are detecting fraud patterns human analysts miss completely. But here's what this really means for the global AI race. China just built the infrastructure to dominate artificial intelligence for the next decade. While other nations debate AI policy and navigate export restrictions on chips, China created a system that doesn't just compete with Western AI development, it leapfrogs it entirely. The training capacity here gives them the ability to iterate faster, experiment more boldly, and deploy at a scale that's simply unavailable anywhere else. This isn't about catching up anymore. This is about pulling ahead so far that the gap becomes impossible to close. Every day this facility runs, China's AI capabilities grow more advanced. Every model trained here pushes their technology further into territory competitors can't reach without building their own mega-scale infrastructure, a process that takes years and billions in investment. And this is just the beginning of what one facility can do. China's already announced plans for 3 more mega data centers on this scale. 3 more. Each one matching or exceeding the capabilities of this first installation. By the end of next year, they'll have AI training capacity that outstrips the rest of the world combined. The world's largest AI mega data center isn't just a building full of computers. It's the foundation of an AI ecosystem that's moving faster, training larger, and deploying more aggressively than anything the world has ever seen. And while everyone else is still trying to understand how they built it, China's already using it to build the future.